Yeah.
Like, I feel like I have energy, and, like, coming back, I was like, I'm gonna do all these things when I get home. And now I'm like...
I know.
Good night.
I know. I'm already... It's not even, like, midday.
It's just such a long
That's
to
winter.
live.
That's winter time. You're hibernating.
Yeah, I wanna be.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome back, everybody, to a new episode of Polite as Fuck.
The second of the year.
Second of the year, I know. We're on a choo-choo train here. We never stop. I'm so proud of us.
I know.
Let's take a second to
pat ourselves on the back.
Nice job.
Because it's a lot of work.
Hell yeah.
To get a new episode every single week.
The holidays are the toughest.
Yeah.
We have to like bulk
Christmas Eve, figure out an hour of time to like coordinate. Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay, we'll catch up later. Love you, bye.
Have a good rest of your time. Driving all over.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back.
Yes, same. Let's jump in. Our 10 and 10 today is Erica's idea. It was convention.
New Year's Eve ideas that are actually fun. Because if you're anything like me, every year, it's like, what are we going to do for New Year's Eve?
Yeah.
And then it's never fun. Well, not never, but it's like too much pressure.
Way too much pressure.
And I know your New Year's just passed, but for next year.
Yeah.
These are your ideas.
Ideas, yeah.
Which my first one, I actually, every single thing that I listed on here except for one I haven't done, but the first one is camping.
I knew this was going to happen. I knew it. I tried to.
Thing.
We are, because that was my first one. So that's great.
Well, tell me why you said camping.
No, you go. You were talking.
Oh
my god, your earrings are so cute.
Thanks, a little E.
Oh, I thought they were starfish, but that's even cuter.
Is it upside down or
no,
is it?
It's perfect.
Okay, cute.
Oh, I love it.
E for Erica and Ellie. One for each
One
year.
for each.
It's hard to camp in January is the only tricky thing. Like, I feel like we could probably pull it off, especially if we went to, like, if we drove, like, to Arizona or something where it's, like, a little bit warmer. But obviously, depending on where you are camping for the New Year's, maybe not the best. But you're just outside. There's no stress. You can be loud. You can be silly. You can go to bed early if you want. Or I feel like it's just nice when you're camping to, like, be reflective. And I feel like the New Year is a reflective time. Do you have anything to add?
No, I love it. That's exactly what I would say. I think it's so much more chill. You can still party, but like in the safety of your like people. Mm-hmm. And then it takes the pressure off like counting down. I feel like the times that I have gone camping where it's been New Year's, like you still try to count down and like get to midnight, but it's just more like, oh, hey, it's midnight. Okay, cool. Let's go back to what we were doing.
Yeah. So you've been camping on New Year's before?
Mm-hmm, yeah, I did it in Australia, actually.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. But it's so much, like, chill.
Yeah.
That was also my first one, so, yeah.
So, do I go again?
I can go with my second one.
Yeah, do your second.
I know this is going to be on yours, is vision boards.
It is on mine, yeah.
I did it my New Year's this year was so chill. But I wanted to do a vision board, and because magazines are about fucking $20 a pop, I decided to just do my Pinterest, like, board for what I want, like, my 2025 to look like. And it's just, like, so nice to, like, look at pictures and manifest what you want the year to look like. And then before you know it is midnight, and then I was like, great, good night.
Yeah. No, that's what I did, not this past one, but the year before, and it was great.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, you have your vision board for the year.
And you had a great year, so it works out.
I did. I actually, maybe we could talk about this, but I wrote a letter to myself at the beginning of last year.
Stop.
And I read it yesterday.
Ooh, I'm getting
crazy.
emotional.
It was crazy. Everything I wrote happened.
Stop.
Every single thing.
Good for you, dude.
Thanks.
That's so fucking crazy.
I'm like, I wanted to get emotional, but I was just like, this is freaking me out.
Caught between the two.
Yeah.
Wow, I love that. Yeah. I really love that. That's like so like a special moment.
It was, yeah.
I love that for you.
Manifesting's great. Well, that was also my second, so I'll read my third. I haven't done this, but I feel like it'd be fun to do, like, a wine and paint night. Like, along the lines of vision board, but then it's, like, especially if you're with, like, your friends, then you can have... You don't even have to all be painting the same thing, but you're just all sipping wine and painting, and that sounds fun.
I also did that for my New Year's. I wanted to do dry January. I am doing dry January. And so I was like, I'm going to buy a bottle of wine and I'm going to finish it before midnight. And I painted and did my vision board and I loved it. It was great.
Yeah,
it's so chill.
so
I would be
nice.
so much better if there were like, you know, people there with me. Company. So yeah, I love that. That's a good one. My next one was I put planting stuff. I feel like it would be so... I guess it's a little silly now that I think about it. They're going to be planting in the dark. But I mean, you can turn on lights.
Yeah.
Just thinking because it's like midnight. I don't know. What my
Midnight, no electricity.
Yeah. Stony Bridge. I don't know why. I think my like thought process was just like how... One, you're using your hands. Two, it's like you get to see something sprout knowing that you planted it. I guess it depends on where you, like the part of the country that you live or world that you live.
You can have a house plant. I feel like that's such a good idea because then you like are
like
growing something over the year and you look back and you're like, wow, this all happened in 1 year.
I know.
That's cute.
That actually, I like that more and more. Thanks you. When I read it out loud, I was like, I take it back. But
I like it.
Reminded me that I liked it.
My next one I think you might hate, and it's doing Just Dance, like the videos, like you know that you would do with the Wii, like a Just Dance party.
Yippee!
They have all them on
agree,
YouTube,
like
so you
that.
don't even need like a Wii anymore, and it's just like everyone can
fun.
be doing it, and
Yeah.
it's fun. But I do get doing that for hours would be a lot.
Yeah.
So a portion of your night could be Just Dance.
Yeah. I actually might surprise you because when I was in working with the kids, I would use it for their like rainy days. We would have to do some sort of like movement, and so I would put them on, and I know some of them pretty well. The like Africa.
Oh.
No, not that one. I do know that one, but the other one's like waka waka eh. Yeah, I know that one pretty well.
Okay,
I think
so
I might
maybe
have to
we
watch
should
it.
do
Well,
that.
no, I don't.
I might surprise you.
Okay, is it my last one?
Yeah, I have one more.
Oh wait, I have two more.
Okay.
My next one is a concert or a festival. I feel like that is the only time that's acceptable to be in a large group of people because you're already there celebrating or doing something else.
Yeah.
And then you get the additional like, oh my gosh, this moment is happening and we're all here. Like, you know how you're just like already hyped up because of whatever it is that's going on? I think Snow Globe was like that, and I remember just being so
That's
like,
true.
oh
That
my
is
God,
fun.
This is awesome. I'll remember this forever. I will.
No, I think that's better than like going to like a festival is better than going to like a club.
Yes, yeah.
Because even though everyone at the club is like, yeah, we're all doing this together, it's like, gah!
And I'm picturing outside.
Yeah.
I think that would be like fun.
Yeah, because the festival you already are paying like $200+ whatever, and it's like multiple days maybe.
Yeah.
But a club when you're having to pay like $70 to get in, and then it's like
stuffy. Your drinks are expensive. Everybody is bumping into you. The music. What about if you don't like the music? At least you know what you're going into if you pay for a festival.
Yeah. Well, my last one.
I also like how our 10 and 10s are basically like us convincing each other like, things we already agree on and that we fully know. And I'm just like, no, the festivals are fun, Erica.
And I'm like, yeah, I agree with you.
I love it. I had out of body experience just now.
Well, my last one is, especially if you're going into dry January, is I think it'd be fun to do with like a cocktail competition. Ooh. Or like something, where like whoever's coming over, they have to like make their whatever cocktail they want to make, and then everyone tries it.
Yeah,
Whoever's
I love those.
the best.
Yeah.
I've never done it. I was like, wow, I've never done it before.
Never done it, but I would love to do that. I love that.
I think that'd be fun.
That would be fun.
I love being in a home or being in a space like camping where it's like these are the people I want to be around.
Mm-hmm. The handful, like select few.
Yeah.
My last one is funny. It's staying in and protecting your dog, which is the other thing I had to do this year. I know that Luna is like very sensitive to noise. I can't remember what I've done in the past or if it was this loud before.
Yeah.
I think also having literally our next door neighbors
going
with off like fireworks and them being, it was fun for me because I was like drunk and looking outside and painting and being like, oh, it's so much fun. Oh my god, my poor dog was like all over the place. She was so scared and like wanted to cuddle, so I did make her like her little like cuddle bed and like wanted to do like the blanket. She didn't want to do that. I tried to do her her vest. She did not want to do that, and I was like, oh my god, like this is crazy. So I just ended up protecting her, but I also was like, she just like kept like moving around. I'm just like trying not to laugh. It's not funny, but I'm just like, Luna, like, what do you want from me?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so.
And at least you're, like, I feel like it'd be sad to know that that's happening and you're not there.
Exactly.
So, especially because we obviously had no idea our neighbors did fireworks.
No, thank God. Because I was planning on going out, but I just, like, I ended up coming home after work and just being like, it's already late, it's dark.
Yeah.
It's already, like you were saying at the beginning, like, once I'm home, I am home. My energy goes boop, and I'm done.
I'm just relaxed.
So, yeah. That's that.
Cute. Well, Happy New Year. These are ideas for 2026.
Yay. So let's talk about our goals. We could not do it last episode because we needed to kind of decompress the year before, which was really fun and nice. And I liked listening back and just hearing like all of the things that we accomplished, both like individually and then together. And of course the pod. So I was like, yay.
Yeah.
And then I was like, great, let's sit down and figure out the fucking goals.
What are we doing this year?
I did before we start, I wanted to talk about this, it's not like super crazy, but Bustle, I follow them on Instagram and they posted this thing and then I saw their like, article about it. The article was Tiny Ways to Change Your Life Right Now. And this was on, December 18th of last year. And I don't know, a lot of these I used when talking about my goals, so I wanted to share them with you. So the first one was set monthly themes.
Oh, cute.
So I didn't necessarily do that when I was writing out my goals, but I thought like what a fun like little thing for yourself to just be like, even if it's not a theme, if it's just like one overall goal, like I think for one of ours, like maybe in the springtime for our monthly theme could be like gardening, and that's when we do our, something like that. So I liked that because it goes back to what I've always been talking about, how I don't like resolutions, and it takes like the stress away from like specific goals. Have more yes days, which
cute.
I need. I think you maybe don't need that, but I
maybe
do.
You could chill out.
Let's see. Start yapping, which like I just love. That was so cute.
That is cute.
Tack on 1,000 steps a day. So at first I was like, what? And then I liked what it said. It said, while you might vow to take more hot girl walks as a part of your New Year's resolution, there's no need to aim for 1,000 steps per day. Instead, add an extra 1,000 steps to your current total. Easy, simple goal. Some days I'm like, I worked all day. I was on my feet all day. I did 20 fucking thousand steps. I don't want to do any more. Let me just add 1,000.
Yeah.
So, or just like do 1,000 and that's it.
Yeah.
Treat yourself to mini stretches. That's on like a specific goal of mine, like every month or even like just weekly check-ins is like, am I stretching? Because my body is fucked up. Yeah. It's crazy.
Getting older, I'm like, if I don't stretch in the morning, I can't function the day.
Yeah.
The day. I'm summoning.
I know. But it hurts. Like my hips are in pain. Like everything hurts. Also like wearing the right shoes. Ugh, I hate that I just said that. But it's like everything contributes and I'm so sick of it. And I'm like, I am not about to be this like decrepit old person. Like I want to be neighbor bitch.
Yeah.
That's
truly.
what I want to be. Like I want to be
going on her hot girl walks.
Yes.
Just
looking
active.
fly as hell. I need to stretch. That's the theme of this. So when Bustle said that too, I'm like, boom. And mini stretches like takes like 5 minutes just to like throw a little like routine in there. Okay, the next one is commit to 5-minute cleanups, which I love.
I need to do that.
Treat yourself to a digital detox, which I'm
doing right now.
Make a not to do list. I found that helpful when I was making my goals this month because there were some things like I really wanted to stay positive, but there were some where I was like, I want to put don't do this. And so I was like, let me just move it to another list. Make or schedule monthly money dates, which I feel like we've always tried to do. So I was like, oh, this was cute little like list.
I like those. Yeah, those are good. And it's not like, okay, I need to save $10,000 this year. It's like, hey, just like know how much you're spending.
Yeah.
Check in once a month.
Yeah. Even just entering in like what I've been spending or just like keeping tabs on like certain things has helped me save money. And I am bare minimum working job person. You know what I mean? So for me to be able to say that and save, like, it's just a matter of keeping like tabs and being aware. I'm no fucking rich girl, let me tell you, but it's been
rich
nice
in
just
life.
like, yeah, rich in life, rich in love.
Well, it's interesting that article said the monthly like theme, because from our last episode, I was like, I feel like I think about all my goals at the beginning of the year, and then I try and do everything starting at the same time, and then things drop off, and then the things that I do finish, I'm like, yay, I finished, but it was too much. So for the first part, I put stuff for home and fun, because to me that's like, we have a house and we don't necessarily need to do all these things, but it's like fun.
Yeah.
And so for January is finally getting new floors, because I hate our floors. I put February is like kitchen and coffee bar time to like just build that all out.
Love
It's
that.
not to say I feel like we can't get things sooner, but it's more of like, that's when I want that project to be done. For March, I feel like is springtime. So I was thinking like finishing the patio by March.
Ooh, I love
like, not that, again, we can't do things earlier, but it's more of like, by March, I want us to be like vibing on the patio. We have it all set up. We're hanging out.
I love that.
So
I think for mine, for not really fun, but for January is like dry January. I've never done this before just because like I didn't want to. I'm not about to play around. But I wanted to. I think I've just like wanted to take a break. I've been wanting to for a while, and it's good in like moderation, and it's good to take a step back, and it's fun because so many people participate.
Yeah,
it feels
easier.
like a thing that you just do in January. It's like everyone around me is like no longer drinking in this month, so it just like is nice to be a part of that. But fuck, it is tough. Like, I just like. Even yesterday, I was like, oh, I'm probably going to have to take a break at work, so maybe I'll just go over to Pretzels and Pints. Like, man, a cider and pretzels sounds so good right now. And I was just, like, totally thought about that up until, like, it was time for me to take a break. And then I'm like, what am I doing? I also worked behind the bar yesterday, and we have a new stout that is, like, a vanilla latte cinnamon stout. And I'm like, fuck you for ordering this on the month. Like, we better have this come February 1st. I'm going to be like, shh. Like, that sounds so good, and I can't taste it.
Yeah. It does make you realize, like, I feel like with anything, when you're not supposed to do it, it makes you realize how often you do it.
Oh, for sure.
Because even just, like, going out the other night, I was like, yeah, I want to get a marg. And then I was like, never mind.
Kidding. Yeah, it's tough. But also, like, it's every time I think about it, it's more of a reminder of, like, why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And another thing, like, a physical thing that I can check off to say, like, you accomplished that, which I think always feels good. I think February, my theme would kind of be, like, health. Maybe try to go back to, like, therapy. I think I'm just, like, guys, I'm not scared to turn 30. I think it's just, like, the social
She's not turning 30 this year.
I'm not turning 30. I'm literally turning 29, and I'm having a fucking panic attack. But not even. That's, like, so dramatic. I just think I'm all over the place and want to kind of be zeroed in.
Yeah.
Also, just like going to the doctor, getting your regular health, like just making sure everything is up to date, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Also scheduled for a teeth cleaning, so maybe work that somewhere in there.
Nice.
So basically, February equals broke. And then March, a big goal of mine is camping.
Yeah.
But I also like want to do inventory of like what I even have and what kind of camping, and like I have other like specific like check off goals. Like I do want to do more camping, but I really do like this year want to do a full backpacking trip.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like I was thinking about doing like Lost Coast Trail. I like thinking about different ones. I didn't want to put like I will do this because I don't know which one yet, but I do want to do at least one overnight, hopefully more backpacking like trip. I think that'd be so much fun. So in order to do something like that safely, I should probably go through all of my gear and just see what I have. So March would be a good time to kind of like go and buy all the things that I need to buy.
Yeah, no, that's good because I feel like March is still kind of cold.
Yeah.
So.
Won't be doing it then, but it's a good time to like make sure I have everything
ready.
Yeah.
I had a few more things in fun, but it was mostly like the things that had carried over from last year that it's now like okay, I'm going to make the photo albums.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to finish a knitting project. And camping was also on mine.
I love that.
Some self-care stuff that I had. 2 things. Well, social media, I deleted everything. Literally, it was like midnight and I was like, goodbye! And I like deleted every app because I don't know. I feel like I've been wanting to do this for so long and I've always just made excuses of like, well, we have the podcast. And you were always like, I don't mind posting. So then I was like, she says this, so maybe I should take her up on it. And it's honestly been great. I just left my phone in the car for like an hour, fully overheated.
When you said that, I was like, how did she do that? And then I remembered it's because she doesn't have the distraction. Like, I know where my phone is almost all the time because I constantly need that, like, distraction.
But I feel like you're not, like, always on social media.
I don't know. That's true. It's been getting worse.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like you're good, though. Like, you have your, like, okay, you sit down, you do your thing, and then, like, you just, like, are on Do Not Disturb and do your stuff for a while, and then you come back.
Yeah.
But,
well, you know why? Is because I get anxiety about being on Instagram when I haven't responded to the people that I'm sending the videos to. Like, when I don't text you back, just because, like, sometimes I just don't. I just can't.
I literally don't think anything about
I know you don't, and I don't think anybody else does, but then I'll be over there like, this is me. You know, send stuff. I'm like, okay, Ellie, stop. Like, you can't even get your life together to respond. You cannot be sending these dumb-ass videos right now.
I more so felt bad with how much I was texting you yesterday. I was like, I'm probably stressing her out because I'm like, oh yeah, and let's do this. Oh yeah, what do you want to do for your birthday? It's on Friday. Oh yeah, and then I was like, all right, Erica, stop.
No,
every hour.
I loved it. It's like, oh yay, thinking about me.
But okay, so one thing I do want to do this year is run a marathon, another one. And I feel like the marathon last year was like, yeah, we trained for it. But I also feel like it was more of just the high from the triathlon. Yeah. I had like carried that. For and sure. I feel like I needed more time to train. Like I did it, but I was like, wow, that was crazy. So I would actually like to like do a training plan that's not like 8 weeks. And then have you heard of a High Rocks?
No.
So I used to be, like, into CrossFit, and I still do like those type of workouts, but I think why I've never really gotten back into it is because my body, like, doesn't feel great when I do, like, really heavy squats or, like, lift, like, Olympic lifts are, like, fun to do, but when I'm trying to, like, barbell cycle or whatever it's called, like, do it very fast and, like, get heavier, and it's, like, I always hurt myself. And High Rocks, I feel like it's this new thing that seems to be blowing up where it's, like, there's no Olympic lifting, but you're doing like rowing, you're doing farmer carries, wall balls, like things that like... God,
you love, this is like your shit. This sounds like fucking hell. Rowing, farmers carry, wall balls were your examples. What's next, burpees?
Fun. Yeah.
My God. Sounds fun, continue.
They're just all things that like I know I can do, and it's just a matter of like doing those more frequently, whereas it's not like a CrossFit competition where it's like you have to do a max deadlift and like that's how you get points is however much you lift and then you have to like I don't know, sometimes I feel like that's just too crazy and I don't love that, so I feel like it'd be fun to try one of those and like maybe that could be my thing that I get into.
I really want to try pole dancing.
I feel like you would be good at that.
Ever since we had that conversation high on mushrooms and we asked each other what we would do if we had each other's bodies and you said gymnastics, I'm like, what am I doing? I'm wasting
wasting potential.
I'm wasting potential. And I'm like, I don't think there's any way, shape, or form that I could do gymnastics. Something similar to that is pole dancing.
Yeah.
So I think that's not on my list. That just like plopped into my brain, so let me just now
write it down. Take a pole dancing class.
Yeah, no, I love all of that. I also you can continue.
I had a few other things, but I feel like
I was just also going to say I really want to do a race, and that was one of my like points is I will do another half marathon. I think it's just like easy. I'm not about to start, like, I have other things I would like to accomplish this year outside of that, so I don't need to go like crazy or find something or whatever, just as long as I do one, even if it's the same one, I don't care if I train for it. I just felt so good after that I'm like, and even felt so good training for that it just seems like such a shame not to continue to do that.
I feel like running is one of those things that it's like you can get back into it easily. It's just a matter of like doing it, and it's like not expensive.
And I think you and I are very similar. We're like, we've always been like runners. I've not been like a top runner. We're
Yeah.
not like crazy
Never done
runners, but I've
cross-country
always, ever since I was a kid, like would just go running. I felt
Yeah.
so good. And I
Yeah.
remember you would do that too. So, and still do it. So
Yeah.
we love
No,
it.
I think that's good.
And then the other, like I already said, like my other self-care thing, but therapy, I just wanted to really hold myself accountable to that one. With my little wand. This is why I need it. I am going crazy. Please, that cannot be a clip.
That will be a clip. That's so good.
Let me see what other stuff. What other
Did you
any-
have like the master swimming, or like is that on there, or that was more just an idea?
Oh yes, I did have that. I wanted, this is again, wanted to have like actual physical, like tangible things to check off, and I don't know if like, I just don't know how much it costs. I don't know how like I'll be able to follow up with it, but one of mine is to continue to swim more. Another thing that I have like monthly things for myself is I'd like to do one like ocean dip every single month, like no matter when in the month, just once a month an ocean dip. I'm like, I live 20 minutes away from the water. Why am I not there more often? I can't tell you the last time I've been to the beach.
It's crazy because even when I lived walking distance to the beach, it's like I would look at it all the time. I'm like, wow, so nice. I wasn't getting in every month.
I'm like, this is crazy.
I know.
I can do it.
Yeah. It's good to like have that as a thing of like when we were unemployed and we would like go to the beach for walks and stuff. That was so nice.
So nice.
Yeah. It's just making the time for it.
Yeah.
Well, the last few self-care things were really like okay. Last year I was like, I'm going to do 75 hard and like do the drink a gallon of water a day and eat like really healthy, and it was fine, but it was not sustainable. The moment that was over, I stopped. And I wanted to do something where I feel like I can keep it up, and I haven't really defined what that means to me, but I had like actually getting a sleep routine down to where I'm like getting a full, ideally 8 hours of sleep a night and like sticking to that, because I just feel so much. When I was home, I was sleeping so much and I felt great. Like I went through the whole day and I was never like how I am right now, where I'm like, wow, I'm so tired. And so I just feel like sleep is a bigger thing. And I put mindful eating because I don't want to be like, you can never have sweets again or you can't have snacks. But it's more of like, maybe let's figure out when I'm full and stop eating. I think that's my goal for myself. No one to stop. And it's not because I'm limiting myself. It's because I'm literally fucking full. And I don't need any more food. I'm just bored. Or whatever it is. Or stressed or something. So.
Yep. Yep. There always has to be a vice. If it's not drinking, it's smoking. If it's neither of those, it's overeating. If it's not that, it's like sex with the wrong people. If it's not that, it's like watching television shows that I've watched about 1,000 times. And then if I'm lucky, it's all of that all together. So I totally understand. It's hard. It's hard to like put, again, like I've been saying, I want to do like physical, like check a box goals. But when it comes to like a healthy relationship with food, I think it's just something that like I'm not always going to like struggle with, but there's always going to be something in the back of my mind of saying like, I should restrict, I should do more of this and less of this. And I don't think that's ever going to go away. And so I like just like mindfulness, because then it's like something so like, just to double check in with yourself. Like, how am I feeling right now? You know?
Yeah.
And then, like you said, you're not restricting foods. I think I didn't do this, but like on mine, but if I were to do something around food, it would just be like, are you eating most meals? Like I will go up until like 1 o'clock and not have a single thing. And then I'll eat. And then it'll be like 10 o'clock and I've just been snacking and there have been no actual meals in the day. And then I think with my schedule is like some days I work in the morning, it's just all over the place. Like, am I eating meals or am I snacking? So that's like, I guess would be a goal for mine.
Yeah,
that would make sense. And then I guess for my, like, I was gonna wait to end on this one, but it kind of like follows in your like self-care category. For mine is like my theme for the year, like my goal, again, it's not really like a tangible thing, but it's like something, if I could choose one thing to work on for the whole year, I've been trying to figure out like how to word it, but I know it in my mind, so I'm just going to do my best to explain it to you all. But it's like, let go of what people think of me, and like mostly like this idea to like put on a show for men. I don't really know how else to explain it. I don't think I do that. I do care so much about what people think of me. Like I will be like, I don't even know how to explain it. Just like in all instances, I just think I'm making it a bigger deal in my head out loud, because it's like it runs so deep to the point where like my example that I was just about to say, it sounds so silly, but I'll be driving and I'll like look at the people, I'll be singing or like mouthing something or on the phone or like whatever, and I'll see the people driving and I'm like, oh my god, I wonder if they just like saw me do that. Who the fuck? I almost just screamed, but like, who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares? Why do I let it like walk through? Like I'll be being totally fine, and then all of a sudden like I'll see like a group of guys walk by and I have to like, okay, Ellie, pretend to be the nonchalant girls, like Ellie, fuck, just be yourself. Like why I spend so much time thinking about what other people think of me that I don't even know like who I am. I think at a deep level that's a bit extreme. I think as I've gotten older, I know I have a little bit better of a sense of self, but I lose it when I spend all of my time caring about what people think, and it runs so deep that it like, I mean, I think therapy will definitely help, but I just like want it to be the overall like, let it go. Let it go. It's so hard.
It's so okay. It's funny, not funny, but like I relate to that so heavily. A song came on from Fisher, and it like earlier today when I was driving, and it made me think of Vegas. And then when I thought of Vegas, I thought of how the girls that I was with, like we got into this table with this group of guys. I wasn't into any of the guys, but like, and also, why did it matter if I was into them or not? I was with my girlfriends, like that was the point of the trip. And then I was thinking about how I literally like kept scouting the crowd to like, who's cute, who can I like make eye contact with, who can I, you know? And then I like I had tried to invite the guy that I like, this smaller group of guys, into our table that wasn't even our table, and the other guys were like, no, we don't know them. So then they got kicked out. So then I left our table to go dance with them, and I'm like, for what? I couldn't tell you any of their names. I can't even remember what they look like. I just know that it was like, and then I like the time where I could have been like dancing with my girlfriends, making memories, I'm like, what boy, what can I do for them? How can I like impress them? Yeah, it's definitely like, it's hard.
It's like ingrained in my system, and then everything, I just like it feels like I feel so like lost in the sauce when I find like when I come out of that moment, you know? And then I'm like, what do I even like? What do I even like to wear? Or like, how do I act in that situation? You know, like the exact situations that I'm talking about when you're talking with someone, like even if you don't like them, or even if it's like a group and you say something and you're like, why did I say that? I don't even know if I like that. Or why, you know, and I'm like, why? I just want it to be so like ingrained in my system to think about it, that I want to be able to see or feel, I should say, like feel like a mental, like emotional change when it comes to that kind of stuff. Because I'm like, I'm so over it.
No,
anyway,
I get that. I think that's a great,
Yeah.
I think that's a great manifestation for the year, because it's hard.
Oh, I forgot to add one of my other big ones for this year. I guess I probably should have did this in fun, but I will go on a skiing trip this year.
Ooh, I love that.
I just want to do it.
Yeah. I would also like to do that, so maybe I've
like thought about it so much. I thought that was like kind of on my thing for last year, and it just didn't happen last year, so I'm like, this year.
I feel like it's the thing you have to like budget for and like plan for. It's not like, oh, let's go on a ski trip.
And you know, you have to make parking reservations now to go skiing.
Really?
I'm like, I hate the world sometimes. Why are there so many people?
So many people. But then there's all these news articles coming out about how like birth rates are declining, and older generations are worried there's not, and I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Just
yeah, I'm like, stop. It'll be fine. Anyway, before I go on a tangent, For relationships, I want to plan intentional time for like each individual sibling and each parent.
Oh, I love
And like
that.
actually like when I'm home, I feel like I try to do that, but it's usually like, okay, who else can come so we can like maximize the time. Um, but I think I like even just spending more time with CJ because he's about to graduate. It's like, okay, the time that I have with each of them is so short, so I want to like actually make a dedicated plan with each of them. And I want to host friends more this year and like actually have nights because I say like I want to do like a wine and paint night or a cocktail competition or whatever, and then I guess wait for someone else to host that.
I think I just get caught up with like, oh, the house isn't put together the way that I want it to be. It's like, who
Yeah.
the fuck cares? Have people over. They'll probably give you better ideas than what
Yeah.
we have. Like, just invite people over. You know,
And I
like,
always
it's tough.
Yeah, I think I would get like for our old place, I would be like, no one wants to come out here. But then I think about like our friend Lorraine or someone who like they host nights. I don't mind at all driving over there because it's like a fun thing to do. And
Yeah.
if we are telling people we're hosting, then I'm sure people would come.
Yeah.
And they can get over.
Not that far.
Not that far. The last few things were just journaling more. It's funny because I feel like you made yours more like detailed and I made mine less this year.
We're never on the same path. We're always like swinging one way or the other.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I think because I also am just trying to figure out what this like looks like for me still. But I used to do a gratitude journal, and this was like the only thing that kept me sane when I was like in the midst. I did this when I was working at like the company that you guys might know that was like actual hell, and like everything in my life was going to shit, and so it like literally kept me grounded of like there's still some good in my life. And not that I feel like that's happening right now, but it's just I think it helped me be consistent in journaling is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And then I would like to go on a trip with Mr. Force. I feel like it's a good test of a relationship.
I love that. Do you have an idea, or you're just not sure yet? It's just in the goal.
We were talking about camping, which I feel like is good. And
Okay.
like I'm just not trying to spend a ton of money.
Camping's good.
So I feel like
Camping is a good test.
Can we build a tent together?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, what are yours?
I love that. I think I definitely want to host more. Along the lines of what the Bustle article said of just having more yes days. I think I just get so easily like socially drained that I am like, I can't go do that because I can't put on a show. And sometimes I think like it's all a circle because I think I care so much about what people think that I'm like, I have to put on the show. Therefore, I know I'm going to be drained. Therefore, if I'm already drained, I can't go because I can't put on a show because I care what people think, is what I'm saying. Like, it's all together. So I think if I'm, like, letting go of what people think of me, I'm doing more things for me, and I'm saying yes more, like, then if I am, like, friends aren't supposed to be socially drained. I think it depends on the thing. But I just think, like, making more time for, like, other people than myself is basically what I'm trying to say.
I like that.
More friend time. Other than that, like, no, I don't want to put any, I just don't even want to speak of it. That's my only really thing I have about relationships, actually.
Yeah.
So.
That's good.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. The last category I have is career. And I put things in here that I guess aren't like, when you think of career, you think of your job. But I had like the monthly budget thing I had in here of like, I think I had last year a weekly and I just never did it because it felt like too much to do every week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. So I never did it. So I think a monthly like budget date is something I want to do. Start grad school. It will happen. And it's so, I like hesitated on putting this for so long because in my mind I was like, what I need to put is that I need to get a raise. But it's not that I don't want a raise. Obviously, would love more money.
Yeah.
But it just didn't feel like right to me. It didn't feel like that's really what I'm like working towards. And so I would like to start working at a coffee shop. I feel like I don't know that I'm going to be able to maintain my current job when I go to grad school. And I've been talking about how I want to get into coffee. We've been talking about how we want to start our little coffee bar in the house. And I think all of those things would help me. And I feel like I would really enjoy working at one. So that's on mine. And then practicing piano, which is, again, like in career, maybe seems weird, but I feel like I used to teach piano lessons to like kids, and it was a good, I'm trying to think of like, if I can't maintain my career, what else can I be doing while I'm going to school? And I could teach piano again, but I don't feel confident enough to do that right now because I never practiced.
I love that.
Thanks.
I do. Yeah, career, again, same with the kind of relationship. I don't really have much to say on that. I just think I'm so, like, for both of these things, I'm so sick of putting so much pressure or, like, feeling that I need to be doing something because everybody else is doing it, and then I, like, make it a goal and then feel so bad about myself when nothing's accomplished or when I get into something and it's not what I like. Mm-hmm. So for career, I didn't really like put too much on there. I think like in my mind I have ideas. Like it would be nice to not work at where I'm working and find like a different restaurant or a coffee shop. That'd be awesome. I like that I'm working 2 jobs. I don't think I'm ready to do like what I was doing before with the kids. Like looking back on my life when I had that job versus now is insane.
Yeah.
Like
I just your whole like aura is just completely different.
Oh my god, like it's crazy. Yeah, it is. And I get mad at myself, and I talked about this last episode too, but I did struggle so much starting this like working in the food and restaurant like industry because I'm like, oh my god, like I'm old and this is embarrassing, and I think a part of me does feel some type of way, but not really because I'm like other people I like would never think twice about someone else in this position, and I am so much happier. It's crazy. And I can still do all of the things that I want to do beforehand. Like it's crazy that I complained about money when I was getting money and now I'm broke as fuck, and I'm like, where did all that money go? I was getting so much money before, what happened to it? But I think like outside of that, I think when it comes to career of maybe just I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But it's not really on, like, I remember saying this last year, though. It's like, it's not really a top priority for me.
Which I feel like the other things you're prioritizing, not that that's, like, the intention, but, like, other things will come of that maybe would help you figure out.
Yeah.
If you want to change something in your career path.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, walking dogs, like, adding more, like, dogs in my rotation. Yeah. That's it. Doing more of like the kids stuff, like the adventure stuff. They have like more in the spring. I think they have like beach cleanups and kayaking stuff, which I think lands on weekends. But it would be nice to like make those trips a priority rather than like other jobs.
Yeah.
So stuff like that. I think there was just one more on my list that I just didn't mention. I don't know what category it goes into. Oh, maybe fun. But one thing, like another tangible thing that I can check off is I would like to complete a painting series this year. I think I did so well, like being so creative last year and like checking out and just like being artsy just for me. Again, this will probably just be for me, but I think like I would love to do an art class, but I don't know, again, like that's not like right on my list. So doing like a painting series takes me back to when I did art classes because it's like you're doing some, like it's like you have to do it. It's part of a whole thing. So from start to finish of like ideas and making it into an actual thing would be fun. So I have no idea what I want to do. It's literally January 5th, so, or whatever day it is. So I have time, but that would be a fun thing to like do.
Yeah. And like I don't know about for you, but for me, most of my things I have starting in like the first few months of the year, even if they're not starting all at the same time. So it's like there is a lot of months in the year to start other things.
Very true.
That's really good. Yeah, I had a few more like random small things, but I feel like overall I'm excited for this year, and I'm excited because I know we've done an episode in the past that was like we don't make goals, or we make goals, not resolutions or something. And it's like I'm kind of feeling that of like these are more they feel small to me, but also like significant, and that they're going to help me in like little steps along the way for like whatever the big ultimately like the big step is, which I don't know what that is yet, And I'm not really putting a ton of pressure to like figure that out.
Yeah. I'm also like not about to change who I am. Like
No.
this is who I am. I think when I like get disappointed that I haven't done all these things, or I'm not this like totally different person by the end of the year, it's like, well, maybe because this is just who you are. So I think just learning who I am and then knowing like I'm that kind of person. Now what goals can I set for myself to like be a better me, but like also know that like that's just me, and it's okay not to like those things or like this or whatever. So
yeah, you can't be someone else.
Yeah,
that's good. That's a good way to end.
Yeah,
I feel like whatever you're thinking about for your year is like at the end of the day you're still you, so learning to love who that is and like what interests you and what quirks you have, and like embracing that is really important.
Definitely.
And we're obviously going to continue the pod. I didn't even put like necessarily goals down there, but it just feels like it's habit now. It's like just part of my life.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys next week, but you can find us on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Polite as Fuck Podcast, wherever you get your podcast. Happy belated New Year.
Yay! We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.